and them little limp biscuit bastards. And homie, you can get stoned by Obi. You 36-year-old boy that says, you don't know me, you're too old, let go, it's over. Nobody listen to techno, no, let's go. Just give me the signal, I'll be there with a whole list throwing new insults. I've been no suspenseful with a pencil ever since Prince turned himself into a symbol. But sometimes, man, it just seems everybody only wants to discuss me. So this must mean I'm disgusting. But it's just me, I'm just obscene. No, I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst things and told Presley to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. Hey, there's a concept that works. 20 million other white rappers emerge, but no matter how many fish in the sea, it'll be so empty without me. Now this looks like a top of me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a top of me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we time goes by so slowly. 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 Time goes by so slowly.
Here's a local pirate. There's some pirate out there playing some music. It's been on for a couple of hours now. Wow. 87.9. It says J-Rocks. KRX, but that's not that. So this is a pirate. It's pumping some music here. Wow. Anyway, let me go to BLS. Let me see. Yeah, that's a pirate. All right, leave it on BLS for a bit. Staying warm in the boiler room tonight. It's staying warm. Yeah. I know, right? Well, I haven't taken out the box yet because the box got really beat up. I mean, the box got beat up. So I'm hoping when I open that box, the Yagi is not damaged. So I took pictures of it. I haven't opened it up yet. I was going to do an unboxing video for it. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not damaged. But if it is, you know what? I got pictures already. I'm gonna get some. Either they're gonna send me another one, or I'm gonna get a refund or something. But that box was beat up. So UPS really did a number on that one, and they tossed it over my fence. They freaking tossed it over. They didn't even ring my Ring doorbell. I was waiting for the because I ordered that, and I ordered the let me load this down. Anyway, I don't care about copyright tonight. Whatever. Super chat, please. Override the copyright. I don't care. I'm done with the copyright shit. I'm gonna let the fucking music play. I don't care. Anyway, what I was saying, I just lost my train of thought here. Hello, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I also ordered a second console, a game console, like the one I bought for my son. So I bought another one for myself, 40,000 games. So that arrived today too. I was waiting for that. I didn't expect the Yagi to show up today, but both of them show up. So I got both packages today. So I'm good. I got both packages. However, the Yagi, they really tossed it over the freaking fence. They didn't ring my doorbell. It was on my neighbor's yard. They tossed it over his fence, not my fence. So not my alley. They put it in his alley. Tossed it over the chain link fence. So the box looks beat up. So I'm hoping it's not damaged. That's the only thing. Yeah, I'm gonna be on for a while because I want to put Dr. Sky on. Right now, what is it, 11 o'clock or so? But the box, I'm hoping it's not damaged. I'm hoping it's not damaged. Thank you, James Farley, for the super chat. So I'm hoping it's not damaged. That's the main thing. So, and then when the weather thaws, it gets nicer, I'm going to put it on the roof. I'm going to get rid of the $11 Yagi. Take that sucker down. I'm going to rearrange the antennas. And I'm going to put the Yagi probably on the very tippy top. Pointing. I don't know yet. We'll see what I want to point to. Maybe I'll point it into northwest or something. I don't know. I'll think of something. And let me, oh, Jesus, why did I do that? Oh, here we go. All right, thank you. And thank you, James Farley, for the super chat. Coming through with the super chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm letting music play right now. I don't care. And then 12 midnight, Dr. Sky. Dr. Sky on WABC. Yeah, so there you go. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that pirate was strong. Let me go back to the pirate. Yeah, because this is hooked up to the U loop. Well, I don't know about that because this is hooked up to the U loop. I tried it with this radio with the whip. I couldn't get him. So the U loop is picking him up, but I'm not picking it up with the whip on this one. 87.9. But it got an RDS on it. So I'm like, that got to be really close or something. With the RDS too? Let me go there. Let me put them on. Yeah, I know. Look. I know it says local. Listen, read what it says. Local great music. Listen, relax, enjoy. Then it says J-Rocks. But then over here it says K-Rocks. I don't know. So there's something going on here. And it's booming in. I mean, it's not booming in. I mean, look at the signal. So it got to be some professional, somebody nearby with some professional equipment. Yeah, exactly. It got to be somebody. It got to be somebody that knows about broadcasting radio and stuff. Cause look at that's been locked down for an hour already. J-Rocks. Then it says KROX with a question mark, but that's not KROX. So that's not a real station. That's definitely a pirate. And I haven't heard no call. Yeah, and I haven't heard no call sign, no nothing. Yeah. Maybe he's throwing a party. Maybe he's at a party right now. Because they haven't even said anything. They just putting records together. So look at the signal, it's not that strong. They got to be very local. Yeah. Maybe some dance hall somewhere right now.
Been there, done that, messed around. I'm having fun. Don't put me down. I'll never let you sweep me off my feet. I won't let you in again. The messages I've tried to send, my information.
Thanks for all the cheers.
Cheers.
I know this guy. I know he's playing good stuff. That's definitely a pirate because I have not heard no voice, no MC, DJ, call sign, whatever, nothing. He's just been playing music. That's it. Now I'm getting this. I'm thinking about him.
I won't let you turn around and tell me now I'm much too proud to walk away from something when it's dead. Do your dirty words come out to play when you are hurt? There's
Like
certain
professional,
things that should be left unsaid.
professional
Tick, 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 tick on the watch.
equipment
For
pirate.
me to stop. Oh, baby, you're
This ain't a good old FM little transmitter. This is a professional equipment.
now I'm much too proud. All you do is fill me up with doubt. This time, baby, I'll be
Plus the RDS, man. You got oldies, J-Rocks.
baby, I'll be
Over here, KRX, but that's not. And this guy, he got his own little K-Rock. And it matches with J-Rocks. That's a pirate right there. But it sounds really good too. If you log into my server, maybe you can hear it, but I'm over here right now, so I'm sure my server's picking that up too. But this is the Yulu. Let me try with this one. Let me try again with the keto shit with the whip. Let me try it again. Nothing. Here we go. See? Nothing. 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 Let's see what's going on now. Oh. What happened? It went silent. Oh, it went silent. Right now, it's silent. Yeah, it's silent. Wow. Yeah, right now it's silent. That's it.
Imagine all the people.
Yeah, it's silent, bro. I don't know what happened. The signal is there. Of course, you can see everything still there, but and then no.
Curry here.
Oh, yeah.
My new movie Go in theaters February 13th.
All my life, I've always wanted to play professional warball with the fiercest animals in the most dangerous stadium. But there's only one problem.
You're too small.
Want to bet? It's time to show the world. This kid got game.
So what's a little bit taller?
Everyone didn't have their phones out that long.
Yes, they did. Night, night.
Go to rated PG in theaters February 13th.
Hey, back. Maybe he got Spotify or something too going on. Maybe he's taking a break and he put Spotify. He took a piss break. Yo, that sounds real good though. Audio's coming in nice.
No, señor.
Unless he's playing for like a wedding or something. Maybe he's playing at a wedding or something or some event. We have an event center now a few blocks away from here. It's a big one. Unless he's in there, right there, a few blocks away. And he's broadcasting it. No, señor, that's old. That's like, oh my God, that's like 80s. I remember that track. Yeah, this guy's DJing or something. Maybe it's probably at an event nearby.
No, señor.
Yeah.
Snacks are coming.
Okay, something going on with this guy.
Meet your new Dell PC with Intel inside. Not only is it a great holiday helper, it's a great deal too. With all-day battery life to power through your to-dos, so you have extra free time and extra savings. Which means this holiday season, you can be as
Oh my God, what is
extra
he
as you want.
playing, like a YouTube? Oh my God. Okay, right across the river. So he right across the river. Clifton, New Jersey, right across the river then. But it's still far. It's not right there. It's like a few miles. It's a few miles. This is cool. Oh, okay, you're looking at him. Oh, okay, 20. So he's been live since 2023. Okay. J-Rock. With an X. J-Rock. They got a slogan right there. Local great music, listen, relax, enjoy. Wow. This is the first time I heard this. First time. First time I heard this. Yeah, J-Rocks. Okay. First time I heard him. Oh, well, him or her, I don't know. There you go, J-Rocks, whoever you are, you're being live streamed on YouTube right now by Danny Radio and Tech. And my U-loop is pointing. And my U-loop is pointing there. It's pointing west, right into New Jersey, right over the river. So it makes sense.
Meet your new Dell PC with Intel inside. Not only is it a great holiday helper, it's a great deal too. With all-day battery life to power through your to-dos, so you have extra free time and extra savings. Which means this holiday season, you can be as extra as you want.
do you say? De groovy? How do you say? De gorgeous? Ooh la 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 la. How do you say? Delight, 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 delight. We're going to dance. We're going to dance. We're going to dance and have some fun.
Dig.
The chills that you spill up my back keep me filled with satisfaction when we're done. Satisfaction of what's to come. I couldn't ask for another. No, I couldn't ask for another. Your groove, I do deeply dig. No walls, only the bridge. My supper dish, my crocketesh wish.
Sing it, baby.
I couldn't ask for another. No, I couldn't ask for another. Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the
Watch out.
The depth of who the groove moves to, dance to, we'll go to, what is a groove? I couldn't ask for another. No, I couldn't ask for another. DJ Soul was on a roll. I've been told he can't be sold. He's not vicious or malicious, just lovely and delicious. I couldn't ask for another.
Something like saying this is for
Oh, okay, he got a video of them, okay.
Delightful, truly delightful, like making it.
Oh, okay. J-Rock's on 87.9, yeah.
Music makes motion moves like
Oh, so you picking him up now too?
of the rhythm.
So fast, okay. Oh, no. I know what okay, the video, okay. So they've been broadcasting 2022. It seems T-Radio 1922 has a video of them, okay. All right, so J-Rock's at 87.9, okay. So there you go.
Groove is in the heart.
Confirmed. Great job. First time I'm hearing them. This is the first time I pick them up over here. But I never did this setup. Remember, this is a new setup. This is this radio with the U-loop pointing west. So, you know, hey. Get a nice setup. Yeah, nice setup. Just think you're a relay to the world now. Man, that U-loop is really doing a good job. That U-loop really is pretty good on FM.
Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart.
Yeah, they probably are. They gotta have an internet stream. Yeah, a lot of them have internet streams too now.
Oh yeah, don't forget, groove is in the heart, and Delight have definitely been known to smoke. On stage, that is.
The groovy.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably put it on playlist mode now or something. Because there's that couple of ads.
Meet your new Dell PC with Intel
Same
inside.
ad.
Not only is it a great holiday helper, it's a great deal too. all-day battery life to power through your to-dos.
Oh, he just got off the ad.
So you have extra free time and extra savings. Which means this holiday season, you can be as extra as you want.
Hey, multitasker. Crushing multiple tasks. Selling your car is one of those tasks, but it's a pretty easy task. Task completed. Want to drive? CarMax.
Oh, another ad. That was CarMax.
This is Radio Freedom.
KLF is gonna rock you. KLF is gonna rock you. KLF is gonna rock you. To the fact that time is eternal. KLF is gonna rock you. Sample City, Food Track Central, basic, face kick, elemental, swings, springs, new technology, the K, the L, the F, and biology, the force, coming down with mayhem, looking at my watch, time 3 a.m., got to see that everywhere I turn will point to the fact that time is eternal.
All right.
KLF is gonna rock you.
All right. That was cool. We're done. All right, we're done with this. But anyway, there you go. So J-Rocks 87.9 Pirate out of Clifton, New Jersey. And I picked it up with the U-loop pointing west with the TF5686. There you go. So, nice. All right, so I'm going to go back to AM. And I'm going to put it on 770 to Tony Orlando for the last 15 minutes of the... I'll put on Tony Orlando. WABC, and then Dr. Sky. Then Dr. Sky at midnight. So this is Tony Orlando on WABC. Tony Orlando Show. Hello, RT08. Good morning, everyone. I hope the storm is well. Right now, they kind of. Anyway, I'll see you in a few minutes. I still want to hit this song. I'm so addicted to love. I'm still paying for it years later.
Play Duran, David. I'll tell you why. Go ahead. Because the reason you knew they were wearing tight miniskirts is because you were hungry like a wolf. That's why, bro.
Mom, definitely 80s. Greatest decade ever. 80s and 90s. Definitely the 80s. Down after you. Hungry like a
Duran, hungry like the wolf. Check this out.
There you go.
Man.
Oh. Anyway, Josue de la Cruz, hello, welcome to the live stream. This is connected to the U loop, right outside the backyard. You look.
We both decided just to rock and roll it tonight, and we did. and go to some of the great rock and roll bands of all time, including, of course, my good buddy Paul Stanley and Kiss. So here we are at the end. Where did we go? How do we close? What's the playlist going to take us? And I said, why don't we play Guns N' Roses? Doing what Paul Simon told me many years ago, that it all starts with doo-wop. Yes, Guns N' Roses recorded the Skyliners' great song, Since I Don't Have You. It is amazing.
Wow. Guns N' Roses.
But the whole show has been ridiculous. So all I have to do is say, I don't know if I could ever exist in this world without you guys. Because since I don't have you, I won't have much. So I want to say to everybody out there, remember, enjoy this year. Live one day at a time. And remember, tomorrow is Sunday. Make it the most incredible, most creative, the best, the most fabulous Sunday you could ever pray for you, your friends, your family, and of course, for our great nation. This is myself, Tony Orlando, and my brother David Orlando saying, thank you so much for making our show such a big hit here at WABC. See you next Sunday night. God bless y'all.
Tony Orlando is rocking your Saturday night. Radio 77 WABC. This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel of talk radio.
Hello, Ricky and 420. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
WLIR Hampton Bays. News first at 59 past
hope you're doing
the
well.
hour. 77
welcome to the live stream.
News starts now. We're bracing for the
Dr. Sky is coming up. Dr. Sky's show's coming up on WABC.
This early Sunday. Good morning, I'm John Terrett. Well, the second phase of this three-legged winter blast is here. We got through the deep freeze of Friday and Saturday. Now the snow comes in, followed by
we're down. Yeah, we're supposed to get snow over here around another couple of hours as you start coming down. Thank you, and I hope all's well with you, my friend. Yeah, we're gonna get snow in about another couple of hours, and it's gonna be snowing all day, all night until tomorrow. We supposed to get about a foot of snow, give or take. So, you know, I don't know why everybody's in a panic about it. You know, I'll be showing that tomorrow. No big deal.
I know you're tough. I know you can handle this. I know you're not worried. But let's just get through this weekend safely and live to tell the stories about it afterward.
New Jersey's new governor, Mikey Sherrill, is facing her first big test since taking office last week.
I've just declared a state of emergency for all 21 counties here in New Jersey as we prepare for dangerous winter weather conditions.
And New Jersey's banning trucks and other commercial
thank you, Ricky. Be safe and keep warm. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm in the border room. It's the warmest room in the basement right now.
Limited to the Turnpike, the Parkway, and the Atlantic City.
So I'm in the boiler room. This is the warmest room in the basement. So I'm going to be here for a few hours. And then I will go in my bed next door. And I will put on a space heater for about an hour with thick quilts. And I'll be out like a light. So I'm good. And thank you, my friend. I hope you stay warm too. And stay safe, my brother.
Will be made at noon today, Sunday, as to whether the city schools will open tomorrow, Monday. If they don't, there'll be no traditional snow day off. School will be virtual. There have been problems with virtual schooling in New York in the past, but the city says this time things will work well, and some children were slated to be out anyway as exam season approaches. There's been a deadly high-rise fire in the Bronx. The fire broke out on the 15th floor of the Boston Secor houses in Eastchester. The FDNY was on the scene at the time to investigate a possible gas leak in the building.
Just sleeping, and then my grandmother just woke us up, and she was like, hey, like, I heard a boom, I heard something happen, I see people running outside, so I'm gonna need you guys, you guys need to get ready, let's go check what's going on downstairs. So we just ran down.
They said there was a gas leak, like before the explosion, and I didn't smell it because, like I said, I was sleeping. We was all sleeping.
President Trump says he will place a 100% tariff on all Canadian goods if the country makes a trade deal with China. Lisa Taylor reports.
In a post on Truth Social, the president called Prime Minister Mark Carney governor and said he's sorely mistaken if Canada becomes a drop-off port for China to send goods into the U.S. Trump said China will eat Canada alive and destroy their businesses, social fabric, and general way of life. Trump said if the trade deal is struck, the tariff will be placed against Canada immediately. I'm Lisa Taylor.
5 people are behind bars in connection with the shooting of an Indiana judge.
I don't really.
Announced in a statement released by Lafayette Police.
No, I don't repair radios. I don't really do that. I'm not good at soldering anymore. Well, I was never good at it anyway. Now, especially now, with my eyesight and my hands, no.
Senator Ed Markey
So, yeah,
sharing that he made repeated requests for information, but the White House provided virtually no details about the
I
agreement.
just enjoy playing with
Said
them.
he wants it ensured that any
Tuning,
arrangement
that's
truly
it.
protects national security while keeping TikTok online. TikTok is now an American company, with its former Chinese bosses in Beijing owning less than 20% of the new company. There's a deluge of corporate earnings coming our way.
By the way, now that TikTok is owned partially by American companies, now I can go on TikTok and get monetized. Because they've been asking me for a year to be monetized on TikTok. And I haven't even replied to them. But now that TikTok is official U.S. part company, I will be monetizing on TikTok. So, hey, you want to join me on TikTok? Go to my home tab. My TikTok link is there. I will be doing live streaming on TikTok in the near future, and I'm probably going to be doing a lot more than TikTok.
I'm John Terrett. Remember, the news never stops at WABC.
Now that I can get monetized over there, and I don't have to worry about other stuff. Now that it's USD. Okay, here we go. Dr. Sky.
The Dr. Sky Experience is on the air. 77 WABC. Now, here's Dr. Sky.
From the powerhouse blowtorch signal of Top Radio 77 WABC and broadcasting from the center of the universe, America's largest city, New York City, and to the world, welcome to another program which we call the Dr. Sky Experience, Theater of the Mind, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight's adventure.
How's the audio?
You're sitting on the edge of your seat. But before we do that, the contact number is always for our 2-hour journey, as we call it again, the Theater of the Mind.
Leave it on that radio for
1-800-848-9222.
If it acts up,
that's 1-800-848-9222. And we love the particular conversations that come in the form of dialogue. Who wouldn't? With critical thinking to back it up. Makes for a most wonderful broadcast, in many people's opinions, including myself. To listen to past previous expeditions of the Dr. Sky Experience.
Yeah, James called it in, right?
At WABCRadio.com.
Josué de la Cruz, Audio Sounds Spoken. Thank you.
AudioNetworks.com.
Thank you, my friend.
And making it all happen behind the scenes, we thank Tony and Bill, our helmsmen, making sure that this signal is coming to you as good and excellence as you would expect. As the winter storm moves into the New York metro area, with heavy snowfall, as you've been hearing the news department report, constantly and accurately with the latest and greatest information, we ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to simply hunker down, do as little driving as you possibly can, and of course, this storm will pass into history. But great amounts of snow, maybe 18 inches up in the Poughkeepsie area and other areas, into freezing rain and heavy snow. But what about this morning's adventure? In just a moment, we're going to introduce a very special guest on a topic that is extremely timely and has plagued mankind for many, many thousands of years. In just a moment, we'll be introducing you to a brand new guest, Kenneth Paul Callison, and a book that's only days old out there in the world. An apropos subject, ladies and gentlemen, the title of the book, The Way to World Peace, an idea whose time has come. The Dr. Sky Experience usually goes into the realms of astronomy, space, aviation, weather, celebrity guests, and stories of American exceptionalism. And just to tag along to some of the science side of what we'll be talking about, many great scientists, of course, like Albert Einstein, have pondered the concept of peace and brought forth many, many ways and solutions to this particular situation. If we go back and look at DNA, does the human DNA have some sort of marker towards conflict and aggression? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Right now, as we sit on planet number Earth, believe it or not, there are now 8,271,925,000 souls inhabiting planet number 3, and the beat goes on. The New York metro area, of course, America's largest city with 8.4 million souls, beating out by almost double that of Los Angeles, California, with its alleged 4 million in the world of human souls. Let's talk a little bit about our special guest, the way to world peace, an idea whose time has come. In an era marked by geopolitical conflict, environmental instability, and widespread uncertainty about humanity's future, entrepreneur and researcher Kenneth Paul Callison has written a new work that reframes the world and world peace, not as an idealistic dream, but as an achievable evolutionary step for the human species, the way to world peace, an idea whose time has come. A brand new book, ladies and gentlemen, by Wheatmark Publishers, just out as recently as January 20th of this year, is an exploration of how humanity arrived at this pivotal moment and how it can choose a path towards survival, unification, and sustainable peace. Our special guest is the founder of Allied Beauty Experts in Denver. Callison built a nationally recognized company by creating a state-of-the-art online insurance processing system and spearheading initiatives spanning research and development in medical technology, engineering, FDA process work, contract negotiation, and large-scale business management. Callison holds 3 patents in the beauty and medical industries, and he's a visionary leader, as you'll be hearing, dedicated to creating a world free of militarization, poverty, the escalation of global water crises, and widespread environmental degradation. Callison believes right to his core that humanity is capable of profound transformation and that the time to act is now. With that, we go to the great state of Arizona and Sedona, Arizona, where Kenneth Paul Callison is. Good morning and good evening to you, sir. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate you. The passion for this, it's an interesting background you have, and I think many of the listeners out there will be fascinated by some positivity, because many times we talk in the world of what news, the reaction to the things that are happening around us may not necessarily make us very happy people. Talk about your passion for this before we explore so many of the concepts in your book.
Well, we're living at a point where our technological power has outpaced our wisdom. I've always been interested in this subject. I was raised as a pup, in the sciences and metaphysics and philosophy. So it's always been an interest. I think what kind of set me on that path, as I remember we used to, Steve, in grade school and growing up in the 60s, we'd hide under our desks to protect ourselves from nuclear annihilation. So I think
I remember.
Yeah, I think that kind of drove a point home. I think we're still hiding under our desks.
Yes, and it was called Duck and Cover. I remember it in Catholic school in New York City when I was just a wee child, and everybody out there who's listening, they know about this. Imagine that, thinking as a child, and who knew? I mean, we never knew what an atomic weapon really was. We heard about it, that formidable and horrible thing, and in school all over the country and all over the world, kids were told, duck and cover from an impending thing. And they had what, Kenneth? They had these things called civil defense. Remember those signs they had at certain locations? Where you're supposed to hide in like subways or downstairs somewhere in a restaurant or away from the public. It was just a crazy time, a scary time for many, but please continue. I mean, this is fascinating to reminisce about what we thought about nuclear war in the past, but we're certainly not on the path of solving it, as you'll get into in that.
No. In fact, my first book was about nuclear war. I was an expert in that subject, and I had corresponded quite a bit with Carl Sagan and Linus Pauling.
By the way, this basement boiler room will be my
published an article in the Journal of Defense and Diplomacy, and so that effort took several years. That was the first book. This book is really
solidified
what's coming, what's the solution, what's going to happen over the next 40 years, or what could happen.
The house will probably collapse over us.
Over the next 40 years. And, we still
but
have
I'll be safe in the basement.
An issue. We still have 12,500 nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
And at one point we had 50,000, so we'd be safe. We're down to 12,500, but it only takes about 100, depending on the ground-to-air burst ratio and the targets. It would only take about 100 to produce a nuclear winter.
In addition to yourself and your expertise on the subject, I've had a long time ago, Annie Jacobson, you're probably familiar, her book's entitled Nuclear War. She goes about it in a different fashion, not to go over her book in detail. People can get
basement, underground, this part of the basement is underground.
In a 20-minute period in which our forces or other forces around the world, particularly centered on America, where the president has an awful decision to make when he has to go to the military aide next to him, who's carrying this mysterious thing called the football, not something the NFL has. And imagine having to make that decision, Kenneth, yes, no, or way to go, if we think that maybe there's missiles headed toward us, and who knows, maybe it's a flock of birds, it could simply be what? A horrible day for everybody on Earth.
Well, even at a low-level exchange of a few weapons, you may not threaten the species, but you will collapse the worldwide economy.
Oh, absolutely, and very quickly. You go into this now, I think, of course, that since you brought it to the surface here, and I think it's the apropos time, this is very interesting. I think if you look at this whole concept of nuclear weapons and stuff, let's talk for a moment, and I'm reading these statistics here. I did some homework on this to corroborate what you're about to talk about the good side, the way to world peace. But the data that I've gotten here, it says 187 million, people died from war since 1900. But if you look at the big thing, the big enchilada, some 570 million people have died. Now, we don't have death certificates for them. 58 million people were extincted by war from 500 BC to 500 AD, 117 million from 500 AD to 1700 AD, and how about this? 396 million people from 1700 to 2023, when that statistic stopped. That's pretty big numbers and a horrible story, no doubt. Why can't we all just get along, right?
Well, and you bring up some interesting figures that paint a picture. We basically have been at war for 10,000 years. So, at least institutionalized war for 10,000 years. So, we really have an issue grappling with our own consciousness. One of those issues is we don't seem to value our species. We haven't yet decided if we're worthy enough to survive.
Interesting.
There's also a denial and addiction process involved in this.
You know, I want to bring up something as we go deeper into your book here. I encourage people to get this book. And by the way, congratulations. This has only been out officially in people's hands as of what? Just a few days ago, am I correct?
Yep.
Well, that's a big accomplishment. And this is your third book, or did I hear you correctly?
Second. The first book wasn't published. It was a little controversial, but this is the second book, which is kind of a blend between the first and the second.
Well, this is interesting, Kenneth, as we talk here. President Trump, of course, involved in this big circle of something called the Board of Peace. And I'm reading this here to the listeners. Maybe many of them know this. Actually, the entire charter was signed on January the 22nd of this year. But I think we do have clip number one to identify a little bit more about what's going on. Efforts from the president's side, as you people may say yay or nay to what he's doing. But if it's going to help us cull wars and stop them, let's see if we can play clip number one and hear a little bit more about the President's Board of Peace.
Originally envisaged as a small group of world leaders overseeing the rebuilding of Gaza, Donald Trump's Board of Peace has since become a more sprawling concept, with invitations sent to dozens of nations. The preamble of its charter also hints at the organization's role as mediator in conflicts around the world.
Do you want your Board of Peace to replace the UN?
Well, it might. I mean, the UN just hasn't been very helpful. I'm a big fan of the UN potential, but it has never lived up to its potential.
Trump will be chairman. He alone decides who is allowed to join and can only be replaced in case of voluntary resignation or as a result of incapacity. He will lead an executive board of 7 members, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Trump's special negotiator Steve Witkoff, his son-in-law Jared Kushner, and former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair. A Gaza executive board will operate under the body. At the bottom of the hierarchy lies the only Palestinian component, the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, tasked with managing day-to-day operations. Countries joining so far include Trump allies Hungary's Viktor Orban and Argentina's Javier Milei, as well as the UAE, Turkey, Egypt and Canada, though with the latter saying they will not pay the $1 billion price tag to become a permanent member. Netanyahu also agreed, despite earlier criticizing Turkey and Qatar's inclusion in the Gaza Board Committee.
Turkish soldiers and Qatari soldiers will not be in the Strip. We have a certain disagreement with our friends in the United States regarding the composition of the advisory council that will accompany the processes in Gaza.
Other countries, including France, Norway and Sweden, have ruled out joining over concerns the board would seek to replace the United Nations. China confirmed it has been invited, but said it would defend the international system with the UN at its core. Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky, meanwhile, said it would be very hard to be a member of a council alongside Russia. Britain echoed that statement, saying it was concerned that Vladimir Putin had been invited.
The Board of Peace, an iteration from UN Resolution 2803. Kenneth Paul Callison, talk a little bit about that, because as we get into your book, what do you know about that you can share with this audience? And I'm interested to hear this.
Well, it's a good idea. It's a step in the right direction. We still have to see how it's going to unfold. It may very well be subject to a lot of political influence. So the idea of peace and having a different consciousness and a different behavior is not new. I mean, Mahatma Gandhi and Christ and Buddha and a number of our leaders, Abraham Lincoln, and even musicians like Paul Simon, have told us the same kinds of things for a long time. We're just now beginning to understand that this is a possibility. I do agree that, the UN has tremendous potential, but it's never really lived up to the hope. But part of that is because the 5 permanent members, any one of them can veto anything.
Yes.
And of course, the UN has no enforcement ability either. So they're kind of hamstringed.
It's an interesting analysis. Yes.
Go ahead.
Please continue.
I would say that judging from or approaching this from a metaphysical point of view or a philosophical point of view, humanity signed a contract with the universe a long, long time ago, and it only had one requirement, and we still haven't done that, and that is to behave honorably.
I love it.
Only thing.
Yeah, I love it, and I think everybody listening. Right.
Yeah.
Everybody listening, if you have a disagreement with that, how would anybody argue the other side? I'm sure people could, but you're right, and that's what's amazing. And I threw this out there before. I think you heard it clearly. Does our DNA have some sort of a marker towards conflict and aggression? I'm not the biologic expert on that, but I mean, does that sound ridiculous to you as a man who studied the metaphysical side or even the science side? Is there something in our DNA that if they could take it out, we would simply not be this aggressive species? And who knows, maybe there's populated, universes out there that have other kinds of beings, and hopefully they don't have the same problem, right?
Well, I actually believe the opposite. I believe peace is hardwired into our DNA.
I would love to have agreed, yeah, okay.
So the issue is, well, then why are we violent? Are we violent because that's our nature? Or are we violent because we're in denial of our nature? Because we don't yet know who we are?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Violence is an acquired mutation, and that's born from historical survival instinct, but that no longer serves us. So we are actually spiritual organisms that thrive on connection and equilibrium and so forth, but we're trained to respond to fear. So hatred and anger and violence are learned behaviors. They can be unlearned.
Well, I love it, and I think that's why we have you here. The book entitled simply this, The Way to World Peace, an idea whose time has come after all the people that have tried in the past, and there are many great people that we could talk about. Time doesn't permit, the Dalai Lamas, Mother Teresa, Dr. King, Gandhi, Jesus himself, and obviously Paul in the Bible, all these people that espoused, and at least from what we read, and for those that knew some of these people, that was a step in the right direction, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. Let's talk here before we go to the bottom of the hour, and always remind our listeners out there, you're part of this conversation. Theater of the Mind is what it is, but yet, ladies and gentlemen, little doses of positivity on a magnitude that's fantastic here. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. What's your feelings, ladies and gentlemen, about the direction of the world? Obviously, many would say, there's nothing we can do. That's the way things are. Well, I don't agree, and I know our special guest, Kenneth Paul Callison, would obviously not argue the difference. He would explain the difference. Let's go back to humanity's extinction here. We look at the entire world, some of which we didn't have any responsibility for, asteroidal impacts and so many volcanic things that change the shape of the Earth. But let's talk about, in your opinion, where we're headed, and not to alarm people, to tell them the truth. What do you believe about humanity's extinction, and how close is it, and could it be?
It is possible. It's unlikely, but it certainly is possible. We have 4 major threats right now. By the way, you're familiar with the doomsday clock.
Yes, I am. Please describe that to people who are not, because that's fascinating, by the atomic scientists a long time ago.
The Bulletin of Atomic Scientists after World War II and the creation of nuclear weapons. That was a clock with a time set several minutes to midnight, and then that midnight is the extinction event. But that handpiece moves back and forth slightly. In times of high conflict, it's much closer to midnight. So to give you an idea, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the clock was at 7 minutes till midnight. And today, it's at 90 seconds to midnight.
No, that's a powerful statement that you've just made, and nobody would deny that. It's just totally amazing, my friend, because when you look at that, you mentioned before some 12,000 plus ... nuclear weapons, not necessarily the tiny but yet very destructive original fission bombs. These are thermonuclear weapons, and it just seems like we keep pumping them out like sausages. Isn't that what's happening all over the world, out of fear or whatever the reason? Obviously, we know why we have them, but is that really the whole concept? We'll get into the details of the horrors of nuclear war. This is interesting, Kenneth. I had a guest here on one of my programs a long time ago, and you probably know the name, you do, and the audience does. Daniel Ellsberg. I spent some time with him and talking about something very interesting. People may recognize him for the Pentagon Papers. He passed away in 2023 very quietly from pancreatic cancer, bless his soul. But the book that he wrote was called The Doomsday Machine. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, but in the interview, he explained to me something that really stuck with me. He said, I was in front of President John F. Kennedy, and I was sitting in the White House in the Oval Office, and the president, looked at me and said, tell me, because he was a researcher like at the Rand Corporation or something in the statistics, and he showed the president this hockey stick diagram of what would happen in an all-out nuclear war. And he said within 24 hours, there'd be over 350 million people on Earth, not just America. They would be vaporized off the Earth. And the president looked at him and said, by God, we got to get rid of these damn nuclear weapons. But that was just a statistic, excuse me. But talk about that for a minute, because it's a fascinating subject before we go to the heartbreak, and I'm sure the callers are going to light up the phones. Talk a little bit about that.
About the potential for a nuclear war?
Absolutely. It's just, as you said, the countdown clock is, 90 seconds to that moment, and it's so horrible. There you go. What if somebody just has a hair trigger? It could happen. And the way the world is now, not to be a doom and gloomer, please continue on that thought. I mean, it's inevitable, sadly.
Well, nuclear weapons have a number, I don't know how you would say it, properties, or there are a number of truths about nuclear weapons. They're dangerous. They hold humanity back from progress just by their very nature. They're susceptible to failure because they're born from fear, and they're unnecessary because we already know what we need to know to get rid of them.
You bet.
It's difficult for societies to give up their arms or to risk peace, because there is a risk to peace. But it's not just the nuclear weapons that threaten our existence. And of course, they're subject to panic or miscalculation, or a third world country then becoming another member of the club. Mm-hmm. So there is a way to de-escalate all of this, but there's still other factors that are causing that doomsday clock to be at 90 seconds to midnight.
And we're going to have to get into that as we continue here with our very special guest, Kenneth Paul Kellison, A book, ladies and gentlemen, that we recommend that you go out and take a look at for good obvious reasons, entitled The Way to World Peace, an idea whose time has come. And imagine, ladies and gentlemen, the horror that an American president has to make a decision. And as Annie Jacobson said in her book, Nuclear War, she centered it around the 20 minutes when a launch would be made by another country around the world. Is it a real threat? And you have to think quickly. The president has to respond with the military aid with something called the football. And our Russian counterpart, if that was the Russian that we're talking about, on their side, they have their military officer working with a little suitcase called the ticket. That and much more on the Dr. Sky Experience with you, ladies and gentlemen, at 1-800-848-9222. We will be right back.
Coming up this morning at 6 on Let the Record Show with Judge Richard Weinberg, Chairman Jesse Garcia,
All right.
and Eric.
Let me, yeah. Anyway, let me show you the antenna that I received. He's right there. See the box? Of course, it's damaged. That's the long antenna right there. That's a pretty long box. Anyway, it's an FM Yagi. But of course, the box was damaged. Let me flip it the other way so I can show you. So you can see. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I got to understand. It's freaking damaged. Look at this box. So, and it's sticking out a little element of the Yagi right there. So I'm hoping that when I unbox it, it's not damaged. The FM Yagi. So there you go. I just got it today. I paid a total $49. You know, it's $35, but then with taxes and shipping. But the box is obliterated from the top. So I'm hoping when I unbox it, none of the elements are damaged or anything. So there you go.
The bullets flew inside the Winston Churchill apartment building in Spuyten Duyvil around 8 a.m., waking up neighbors.
So there you go. And that's the Yagi right there. And that's how it looks. Let me put it this way. Oh, sorry. No, I don't want to mess up the... So... It's gotten good reviews on it. I looked at the reviews. So... definitely, I think it's going to be an overall improvement compared to my omnidirectional. This is more, obviously, this is directional, so...
Astronaut that's
all right.
Four very significant
there we go.
Hopefully that the people listening in, especially the young people, will get a good education, kind of follow me in space. And it was a pleasure to be on the Dr. Sky Show, and lots of luck to all of you.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved, that is, by understanding. A quote from the great Albert Einstein. 32 minutes after the hour, as we move deeper into winter, and we move deeper into the month of January, our very special guest, all of our guests have great information, as you tell us, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a question or comment that you'd like to make here, we will get to the callers in a moment. The contact number is always 1-800-848-9222. And email me for your questions and concerns at just drsky@wabcradio.com. Welcome back, Mr. Callison. Let's continue with the callers here. The phones are lighting up as we would expect with this important subject. Let's say good morning to Melvin in the Bronx. Good morning. You're on with Kenneth Paul Callison.
Let me lower it.
Yes.
James Farley, how many elements is that? It's 4 elements. It's a 4-element Yagi. Okay, so it's 4 elements. So you got 3... And they say 4 elements. You got 1, 2. You got 2 what they call that? Driven elements. Then you got the folded dipole. Then you got a reflector. So it's 4. 4 elements total. All right. So it's rated at 70-mile range. However, I read the reviews on it. They're pretty good reviews. DX Central. You know his channel, DX Central? He has the same antenna. And he loves his antenna. Although his got damaged. It was a windstorm and it knocked it over. It damaged the elements. But DX Central has the same antenna. And he loves his. And the reviews that I saw on Amazon, somebody regularly gets about 100 and over 100-mile station every day. So yeah. Yeah, I know the subject is kind of, yeah, so definitely going to put this one up, and I'm going to, first I'm going to do it alone, hooked up to the FMDX web server, and then I may join the other one, maybe. Let's see how it performs, but of course I have to wait till the weather thaws down. So hopefully by next month, I'll go up there on the roof and put that one up. So yeah, I bought a Radio Shack one. Yeah, somebody doesn't interest me. I know. Maybe the next hour, exactly. I bought the Radio Shack one once back in the 80s. It had 9 elements. Yeah. Yeah, this one, the price, total was like about $50. So, I don't want to break the bank and get something bigger. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe later on I'll get a bigger one. But right now I'm going to try this one and see how it is.
Define pacifist better to fit into the picture? I think I know what it is, but describe that. Can you be a pacifist and still have not necessarily 100% belief in world peace? I don't know. Maybe that sounds ridiculous. What say you?
No, I think you can.
Okay.
The foundation, the book is just one pillar to the foundation. Mm-hmm. The foundation is thetimeforhumanity.org. But the principle of the foundation is, and the concept here is, we need to unite humanity in order to save us from ourselves. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of...
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. That one might work on low VHF TV also. Yeah. But right now I'm happy with the RCA for television. I'm getting all my VHF channels, so that one seems to work well. But yeah, definitely. But I definitely want this one. I don't know what I'm gonna point. I think initially I'm gonna point it kind of like southwest or something. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'll see. But yeah, I didn't think the box was gonna be this big, but wow. Pretty cool.
Religion is doing enough to provide us this path to peace? Or, I was raised a Catholic. That's my thing. And I know all the times in school, all the things we talked about by the scriptures. But is that, in your opinion, and maybe that's a loaded question, but is religion doing as best a job as it can to bring about world peace? What say you to that?
Well, actually, we do address that in the book. But so, in my opinion, religion is basically the commercialization of spirituality. And there are many different religions, and it's a little hard to understand why there have been so many religious wars. They're typically the most violent.
I was thinking about that too. But that's southeast. You know what? I may do that. I may do that. I may point it toward Philly, just because, get Philly and go all the way down the East Coast when DX season comes. So you know what? I may do that. I may just point to the Philly and then see what happens. Because the folded dipole, I'm gonna point the opposite way. I'm gonna point it toward Connecticut. I'm gonna point that one toward Connecticut to see if I get, of course I was getting Boston stations and all that before anyway. But I want to see if I can get Canada or Vermont, that's a New Hampshire type, you know what I mean. So yeah, now, you know what? That's a good idea. I think I'm gonna go with Philly. Because that way, if it skips Philly, I'm in the Caribbean. If it skips Philly, I'm in the Caribbean. Basically, like Bermuda, Bahamas, like I got in Florida. I got Florida with the omnidirectional, and it was pointing the opposite direction. So I could only imagine this one if I'm pointing at that direction.
And I guess
when we had e-skip, sporadic E, excuse me. So
what I would say is the spirituality that a person can.
yeah, I may do that. I'm going to point to the Philly.
That you may not necessarily just have to attend.
I'm going to point to the Philly, see how many stations I can get. And I'm going to do it without the amp first. No amp. So you're going to point it there, see what it picks up. And then I'll incorporate the amp later on. But I want to try it like that into Philly. That's a good idea. You know what? I'm going to do what you say. I'm going to point it to Philly.
Concept of peace, the kindness and the acts we can do on our own, I think are far more powerful.
Because my folded dipole already picks a Philly.
I would agree with you.
So I can only imagine this one. This one is a lot better than folded dipole. So I could probably pick up DC and things like that, or more Philly stations.
I've experienced this.
I'm
not going to bore the audience with my journey.
Yeah, I'm going to try that.
To everybody out there, I'm just saying simply, I think you've said it way better than anybody. Your own individual spiritual journey to do good doesn't necessarily have to be coming from a location where you have to hear the same things as if you have to have it inculcated into you. Obviously, we need help, but I think if more people were along that path, I think that would be a very progressive way to bring about peace and happiness. As the other gentleman was calling before, Melvin, I think what he was saying is, I think I heard it, and I think you did, is that, well, we need to treat human beings with the respect that they deserve, but obviously judge them on their character, not on anything else. So that's an interesting story.
Well, the concept of honoring your neighbor, other animals that live on this planet, and the planet itself.
This is interesting. And talking about other things, not necessarily saying religion as being the business, I'm not really saying that. But why do you describe that war, and how is the war concept a business to you? I mean, I think I get it, but I think the audience may need a little bit of direction on that. How would you respond to that? That war obviously is a big business. Look at all the money spent.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And what Eisenhower referred to as the military-industrial complex is now much more diverse. It's now the military-industrial.
Yeah, of course I'm tempted to open it, but I want to open it. I'm gonna do an unboxing video and open it. So yeah, of course I'm itching to open it up. But even if I open it, I don't want to assemble it here and then take it up to the roof. So because I know the assembly already. It's like 2 pieces for the boom. I think it's a long piece, or it's 2 pieces combined. And then the elements, they fold out, I believe. I think only the folded dipole you have to screw in. But I think the other elements, they fold out. So, and I don't want to open it. I'm not going to, of course I'm going to unbox it, but I'm not going to install it right there because I have to take it up to the roof, and I don't want to climb with that already opened. So when I, even if I unbox it, I'm not going to assemble it right there because it looks pretty big. It looks pretty big already. So I'm going to have to assemble it on the roof, and then right there I'll mount it. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, actually. Now you mentioned it might work on HF, like 6 meters. So, but of course, I have my end fed, so I don't think I'm gonna redirect the cable for that. I really want this for FM, and that's it. Now, of course, on my receiver, the FMDX server, I'm gonna enable the other bands again. Because right now it's only FM. So once I hook this up, I'm gonna enable the other bands just to see if it could pick up, medium wave, short wave, and like you said, 6 meters, So I will definitely enable the other bands again on the SDR once I have this one up there. So I'm definitely going to do that. And see, hey, this antenna might work decently on a medium wave DX. I mean, medium wave DX. Medium wave. Maybe even, some shortwave. I don't know. Whatever. But until I check it out, I want to see how long the elements are. Yeah.
We have to go more and more and more. And where does the, like the Temptation song, the world's a ball of confusion, and not to be poetic,
So it might work
but this whole conversation I think is fantastic. 1-800-848-9222. If we haven't gotten to Alexi in Queens, and of course Stu in Brooklyn, and you, ladies and gentlemen, at 1-800-848-9222. Lots of time to discuss this interesting subject. With who? Our special guest, Kenneth Paul Callison. His book, just out a few days, The Way to World Peace, an idea whose time has come. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
The views and opinions expressed by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the policies or positions of WABC Radio, its management, or its sponsors. Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Whipping it out with Anthony Cumia.
Now everyone on social media are experts in the criteria for law enforcement to use deadly physical force. Isn't it amazing? The ICE shooting in Minnesota, the reason this happened is because liberal Democrats, politicians, Hollywood have villainized ICE, have made it seem like they are a roving band.
Yeah, I'm looking at the measurements. It's overall length is 66 inches. So the length of it is 66 inches. So that means what? Over 5 feet long. And then the width is 64 inches. So again, what's that? 48. Yeah, close to 5 feet wide. So it's pretty wide. It's long, but it's also pretty wide, over almost 5 feet wide. So definitely, I'm gonna have to install it on the roof. I cannot install it down here and try to carry it up there, no. So I'm going to unbox it, but I will install it on the roof. I'm going to open it up on the roof and then install it. Because you know when you open the reflectors, they snap in. And once they snap in, it's kind of hard to fold them back. I don't want to do that. I don't want to cause wear and tear on it. So when I unbox it, then I will do another video where I'm going to open it. I'll do the install on the roof because it's pretty big. This box is big. This box is as tall as me. Let me see. Yeah, it's actually as tall as me. Yeah, I'm standing next to the box. It's as tall as me. So this is not a little tiny little Yagi. It is pretty tall. So that means it's pretty big. It's going to be the biggest antenna I'm going to have up there on the roof. So, yeah.
I'm talking to you, and I'm about to be on the Dr. Sky show.
World peace must develop from inner peace. Peace is not just mere absence of violence. Peace is, I think, the manifestation of human compassion. The words in a quote from the Dalai Lama. 47 minutes after the hour, as we move through time and space, we continue with our special guest.
It's taller than the water heater.
An interesting book, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a new perspective on ways to simply find peace, your own peace, and the way to world peace.
So,
subtitled An Idea.
It's as tall as me.
Okay, let's go to the callers. Let's say good morning once again to Alexi in Queens. Alexi, thank you. You're a regular
So,
caller.
yeah.
How are you doing this morning?
Good evening, Dr.
I'm definitely going to assemble it on the roof.
Good evening to your guests.
Thank you.
If I may, 3 very quick points. Number one, the whole principle of the belligerency and the bellicose nature of humanity is very simple. We're a new offspring from the long train of evolution. We've only been around a few thousand years. Our history is started with one war after the other, a Greek peace, and then one war after the other. The Chinese had a way of describing it. They took one of their characters, the hidden characters some 4,000 years ago when we began, and they assigned it a value, the value of self, of me or I, and the character is an image, picture, and the graphic
It's a hand holding a sword. We don't know if that is aggressive or passive or what, or defense or attack. This is intriguing because it's the dual nature of humanity, no matter who you are. The second point, quickly, is very simply that war sometimes brings peace. We have many wars, like for example, the war with Japan. It lasted for quite a while, but unfortunately, you have the issue of the atomic bombing of the island of Japan. Yet, out of that came a country that was living in the 15th century under old, cruel rules and dictates under the emperor, into a country now in the 20th century, a rival to even the United States.
Interesting. Kenneth, your response, Alexei brings to every week, he brings some insightful commentary and opinions, and what would you say back as a response?
Well, it's not that war or conflict hasn't solved some things in the past, but we are in a different time now where we can't continue that same pattern. And Alexei also brought up the concept of evolution. So we are under the, I would say, mistaken belief that evolution creates intelligence. You know, as the eons go by, we become smarter. And that's not really the way it works. Intelligence existed long before mankind. Intelligence is what created the universe. Intelligence exists in human beings and plants and animals and basically everything, because that was from the creation. So as we avail ourselves, as we open our hearts, as we allow intelligence into our being, then we evolve. So evolution doesn't create intelligence. Intelligence creates evolution. And evolution is not something that happens to us. Evolution is something we control. We can plan our own evolution.
Well said. Alexei, you get the last word. As our callers, we try to give them an opportunity to respond back, and if you do that, we're kind of pressed for time, but please go ahead.
Yes, very simply, the last point I'm bringing up is this paranoid fear that people have about, we're going to nuclear rockets and things. Number one, no one is that insane. No one has gone beyond that limit to start it. You have to start it. You cannot just suddenly say, it's time for a nuclear war. No, you have to
Well, Alexei, I may take exception to you in a respectful way. I'm saying, look at this way. If, let's say, some dictator or some individual, doesn't have to be a dictator, just somebody that you and I may not like, if they're kiltered off, they're not balanced at all, that's what we're talking about here, too, and not to alarm people. Look at what could have happened with the Cuban Missile Crisis, and not to go into it, Kenneth, I know you and I both know this, and maybe Alexei, but the listeners may not know that we came exceptionally close to being wiped out by this whole experience if the Kennedy brothers and others didn't have the ability to try to negotiate.
Exactly. People don't understand that. You know what you know why we have the embargo on Cuba? Because when Castro was alive, his brother, he's still alive, by the way, his brother Raul, he's still alive. His brother threatened that if they had missiles in Cuba, he was going to launch them into America. So his brother Raul threatened that back in the 60s. That's why we gave them the ultimatum. And then we put an embargo on them. Of course, we put the embargo after the Cuban Revolution and all that. I know people bitch and moan about it all the fucking time. I know when you hear Cuban radio, they're crying about it all the fucking time. But they did it to themselves. Sorry, they did it to themselves. When you had the Soviets in there and you threatened to use that against America, that's when you fucked up. Sorry, I'm going to say it. You fucked up. And you're still paying for it. Almost 60 years later, you're still paying for it. You're still paying for it. So until you know, the current leadership is gone, and maybe then we might lift it. But right now, anyway, right now, I think we should negotiate with them and lift it already. Because they're not a threat to us now. They're not a threat to us. They're not really a threat to us anymore, because you know what? Russia has their hands full with Ukraine. And, you know, we just took Venezuela right now. We just took out the Maduro guy. So right now, Cuba is in limbo. Cuba is in limbo right now. They have nothing now. They have nothing now. So now they have to negotiate. But the problem is we're not going to negotiate with them, with the current leadership. And by the way, Raul Castro is still there. He's still alive. Remember, this is the same guy that threatened America in the 60s. He's still alive. Fidel might be gone, but Raul is still there. And there you go. Hello from Bayfield, Colorado, Mike B. Tell it like it is, Danny. I always do. Yeah, so there you go.
He's a Marine colonel. Guy looked like he's from Central Casting. Clinton Jordan, ex-Marine colonel with all the fruit salad because he'd been in every major landing in the Pacific.
A guy with the right
One
stuff.
of the geniuses from the CIA that they had chosen a place to train the Cubans in a town where the mayor was an ardent communist. They lost all of the advantage of surprise. They knew we were coming, was doomed to failure. He was told if he went public with that, they'd ruin his life. Now, the point of this is, the problem that you have in the world as far as peace is an obvious one. It's called evil. Who has the means, the tools to confront it? Governments. Governments are made up of people. And like the people who were ill-advised in the Bay of Pigs, including the three-star Air Force officer named Charles Barker Cable, who was forced out of the service at Kennedy's behest. And I'll add a little story about that very quickly.
Yes.
So you've got the stupidity that impacts everything that's done in government.
Stu, I have to cut you short here, and I don't mean to do it purposely, but we have to. The clock runs. The clock will run out. But first of all, thank you for your service. I'm fascinated by this story, and one time I'd like to get into a conversation.
All right, I'm going to say one more thing, and this is about Greenland. This is about Greenland. So all you people out there bitching and moaning about Greenland, let me tell you something about Greenland. Okay? We had Greenland during World War II. Why? Because the Danish were neutral. And they let Hitler roll over the country, and Hitler occupied almost all of Europe, including Denmark. By the way, for all of you that don't know that, Denmark was a neutral country. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even put up a fight at all. He rolled in there, took Denmark. Okay? But Denmark said, "Oh, you might as well, you know what? Take Greenland because we need Greenland. We need you guys. We need you guys to enter the war." And we did. We did. Of course, we did. And we kicked ass. But in 1946, we made the mistake of giving back Greenland to Denmark. Denmark has no business in Greenland. They have no business. You know why? Because they can't defend it. Okay? They can't defend it. I know people don't like that out there, but we're the big dog. United States is the big dog. We're the big dog. We're the big dog. I don't care about what Europe says. Oh, we're the big dog. For once and for us, you guys be speaking German right now. Okay? You be speaking German. Maybe a little Japanese on the side, but you be speaking German. If it wasn't for the United States of America, you would be speaking German. Okay? So we're the big dog. That's right. Suck it up, accept it. We're the big dog. We're the big dog. That's it. So we want Greenland, we're going to take Greenland. And I'm glad they negotiated it. Because we need to be Greenland so nothing happens to us. Because if anything happens to us, guess what happens to Europe? You're gone. You're gone. You see how it works? So stupid Denmark, you need to shut the fuck up and let it be. Because you're a little pissant country. Okay, you fucking Danish. You're a piss-ass country. And we're the big dog. That's it. We're the big dog. And we run the fucking Greenland. Okay? That's it. That's going to prevent, that's the buffer that's going to prevent Russia and Chinese from fucking occupying it. Because they're hovering around that shit. They want that shit. They want the natural resources from it. And they're hovering around that shit. Okay? So thank God that we have a president that has the balls to step up and say, you know what? We're going to fucking take Greenland. One way or another, we're going to take Greenland. He's not going to go to China. He's not going to go to Russia. He's going to go to the big dog. That's us. So I don't want to hear this shit no more about Denmark. Fuck Denmark. Okay, there you go. Fuck Denmark. Okay, you're a piss-ass little country. And by the way, if you do your research, Denmark has been very shitty to the Greenlanders that are in there. Okay, go look that shit up. The Greenlanders have been treated shitty from Denmark. Go look that up. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Okay, even to the point where there was, by the way, no conspiracy theory, mass sterilization of Greenlanders because they wanted Danish blood in Greenland. So the native people from Greenland, there was a mass sterilization. Go look it up. Okay? Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. And recently, they wanted to pay reparations after Trump took office. They started talking about Greenland. They did nothing for the Greenlander people there. Okay, we're talking about native people that were Greenland for many, many years before fucking Denmark decided to claim the shit. So I don't want to hear this shit about Denmark. Fuck Denmark. And fuck you too if you don't fucking agree with me. Fuck you. Fuck Denmark. There you go. We're the big dog. We're going to fucking take it. That's it.
He also said school athletic activities are canceled for the weekend. School's Chancellor Kumar Samuels says they're prepared after the system crashed out in the past when it was unable
I'm
to
done with
handle the
Greenland.
amount of
There you
people
go.
logging on all at once.
Sick of
Samuels
fucking
says
Greenland
they
shit.
stress tested the system, conducted simulations, increased capacity.
This has been going on since the beginning of time in Greenland, okay? This is, I don't want to hear this shit about, oh, it's just Donald Trump. This has been going on for eons about Greenland. Okay? This is going on for eons. Okay? Greenland is in the Americas. They're not fucking Europe, okay? They're not fucking Europe. So cut this shit. They're not part of Europe. They're in the North Atlantic on our fucking side of the hemisphere. Okay? And there you go. Fucking Denmark. Besides a little fucking country that couldn't even defend themselves against fucking Nazi Germany in World War II. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? They got rolled over. They didn't even put up a fucking fight. The fuck out of here.
Ahead of the weekend set jury selection.
I know my fucking history. Believe that shit.
Begin on October 13th.
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck Denmark. Fuck you.
Capital punishment ends up being an option for a sentence upon conviction. Mangioni's trial would not start until January 11th, 2027. Mangioni has pleaded not guilty to state and federal charges in the December 2024 killing of CEO Brian Thompson. President Trump is suing J.P. Morgan Chase and its CEO Jamie Dimon, Chris Carangio reports.
The lawsuit stems from accounts belonging to Trump and related entities that were closed in early 2021 for
Monroe Doctrine is like, you know what?
Came on the
They're not
heels
going to come
of
on
the
our
January
side.
6th, 2021 riot by
And
Trump.
the same thing will happen with Venezuela. They're not going to come on our side. No Russians going to be camping out in Venezuela. Or Cuba going to be camping. I mean, not Russia. Russia and who else? Actually, Cuba. Oh, no, China. Excuse me, China. My bad. Russia and China camping out in Cuba, on Venezuela, hanging out there. Oh, we're going to set up a base here. We're taking illegal oil here. No, fuck no. You know what this president did? He had the balls to say, you know what? Fuck no. That's not going to happen on my fucking watch. On my fucking watch. On my fucking hemisphere. Fuck no. You're going to go on your side and do that shit. Not on my fucking side. And that's what happened. It's as simple as that. Not in my fucking backyard. You're not going to fucking take over my fucking hemisphere. Fuck you. That's what he did. Like, people don't understand that shit. You know, you fucking liberals out there, too fucking pussyfied. You don't understand that shit. Okay? It's about our backyard. We don't want that shit here. That's it. Fuck you. We don't want that shit here. And that's what he did. He ended that fucking shit. And that fucking bitch right now, Delcy Rodriguez, she has to fucking, you know, she has to suck it up. She's a Maduro fucking, they're all Maduro cabinet people down there in Venezuela. But you know what he did? He said, you're going to play ball with us, or you're fucking next. You're gone. And that's what he fucking did. Okay? That's why I love this fucking president. Unlike the other fucking senile fucking corpse, Crypt from the dead that we have, Crypt from the, what is it? Tales from the Crypt. That motherfucker we had before. This fucking guy has the fucking balls to do shit. And that's why I love this fucking guy. So fuck you, liberals, if you don't like him. Fuck you. And you know what? That guy that got shot today, good fucking riddance. Bye-bye.
To world peace, an idea whose time is...
Another fucking dead liberal. Fuck you. Bye-bye.
Let's talk a little bit more before we go to the callers.
Stupid fucking nurse.
You talk about human...
Walking around with a fucking gun. You know what? You fuck around, you found out. Now you're gone.
Move into some of these solutions.
Booyah!
In the book. Talk about that.
Well,
there you go.
Of course, we have certain...
You won't hear that you won't hear that on the other channel.
We also have spiritual threats.
I say like it is here.
Things that maybe our greatest...
I'm going to use my phone for this shit. You better believe that shit.
And the loss of belief in ourselves, the loss of belief in the future. Many decades ago, we had a much more difficult time existing, but we looked to the future with great anticipation. And now it's the reverse. It's much more convenient and easy. Our lifestyle is much better, but our view of the future has changed. So consciousness, we have to elevate our consciousness.
Yes, I just watched the documentary on the whole history of Greenland. They have many chances to get this shit done.
If you want from a metaphysical,
we're talking about a shitty little country that was neutral until recent history. They were neutral until the EU formed.
And if you want to manifest this, then it's a 3-step process.
Fucking neutrality shit. Fuck you.
And dream of peace. Secondly, you know it to be true and accept it as your reality. And the third part is you release it.
Well, could it be possible, though, that our loss or evaporation of joy could be tied to how much people and myself and everybody out there who's so dependent nowadays on this little thing called a computer, and then transitioning to the big one, the AI concept here? I mean, we don't want to become cyborgs. I don't want to be one. I don't think anybody out there in the listening audience wants to be one. But could it simply be that the lack of joy or the loss of joy is due to all this technology sometimes that's overpowering us?
Well, I think people have this overwhelming feeling that the world is spinning out of control. And for a while, technology offered us a number of advantages and freed us from a number of burdens.
I'm going to say one more thing, and I'm going to end there. There is no NATO without the U.S. Okay? Including Canada. Canada has no army. They have nothing, Canada. Okay, so Canadians, when you act up, you're stupid. You're stupid. You know that, right? You're stupid. All you fucking Canadians out there, you're stupid. Making deals with China. You're stupid. You know why? We're the big dog. We're your Air Force, your Army, your Navy. We're the whole military. Canada has nothing. They have no military. So you know what? You're stupid right now. You're stupid. You're acting up. You're stupid. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. There is no NATO, North Atlantic. There is no Canada. It's America and Europe. Canada's not, they don't even make a 1% of NATO. Okay? Their military is subsidized by us. By us. So, you know, if you didn't get the memo, all your shit is subsidized by us. U.S. Us. Okay? So suck it up, Buttercup. Go with a big dog.
Thanks. Let's go now to the callers. They've been patient there. We always want to respect them. Let's say good morning if he's with us. Jack in New Jersey. Good morning. You're on with
So you can do elbows up all you want, because that shit don't mean nothing to us.
And it's fascinating to do this discussion. I learned
Fucking
a lot
elbows
already,
up.
and
Fuck
I'm
you.
going to stick with these to see how much more I can learn. Kenneth's book is the agenda of this discussion, but I'm a little confused
Fucking stupid
about
Canadians.
whether you want to restrict the conversation to the subject of...
Oh, by the way, one more thing. When's the last time you won a Stanley Cup? Last time I checked, Canada has not won a Stanley Cup in many years. Many American teams hasn't won the Stanley Cup. So much for your national sport. You haven't won a fucking Stanley Cup in years. So shut the fuck up.
Let me say this. In the limited time we have of our guests, not to be defensive at all. Here we go. If you'd like to talk more about that, to address the questions to our guests, please continue. I don't want to restrict conversations. If you have a specific question about the nuclear crisis in the world, please go for it, and then we'll have him respond, and I appreciate you. Go ahead, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And I would just like to start the ball rolling by dropping a few famous quotation bombs. So I'll start with Archibald MacLeish. People always get the government they deserve. Now I'll move to Carlos Santayana. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Now the words of President Eisenhower on his last day in the White House, while he was cleaning out his desk, he famously said, "Beware the military-industrial
complex." You're very correct. Absolutely. Yes, Kenneth, I think this is interesting what Jack's bringing up. We're not trying to restrict conversation, but we now have you to respond to him. Go ahead.
Well, and the caller brought up some interesting points. Is this just about the potential for nuclear war or other threats? And he also brought up the question about the economics of peace. And certainly, peace has a infinitely higher rate of return than an investment in war does. Basically, we're trying to solve these problems like poverty and collapse of the ecosystem and the impending water crisis while we're killing each other.
I'm gonna call them mother Canuckers. Fucking Canadians can't shut the fuck up. I heard Jack thought it was James making. Yeah, fucking Canada's stupid. Fucking dumbass. Go make deals with China. Go ahead. Go sell yourself out to China. Like you know what? Like he just did. I'm gonna put 100% tariff on China. On Canada. Fucking do it to yourself. I don't give a fuck. Fucking talk about elbows up. Yeah, fuck you. Stupid fucking Canuckers.
The natural rate.
Dumbasses.
And this may be our biggest threat. Because if we destroy the ocean,
Fucking Canada. Let me tell you that Canada's already half fucking Indian and Muslim. Canada is not even Canada no more. There's, I watch documentaries on Canada. Immigration is a fucking joke. They're like Europe right now. They let so many Indian people in. They let so many Muslims in. Just look at a documentary on Brampton, Ontario. Brampton, let me give you a synopsis about all this shit right away, by the way. Brampton, Ontario was a town of 40,000 people before they started letting everybody come in. You know what's the population of Brampton now? I believe it's 500,000. And a lot of it is Indian, Pakistani, Arab, Muslim. And they run the city. Every elected official in Brampton is a foreigner. Okay? So Canada, you're doing it to yourself. That's why my president don't want that shit here. You understand? Capiche? So when you're crying about whatever, go fix your own shit first. Because right now, you're being invaded. Not going to leave it at that. Go watch that. I saw a documentary on Brampton, Ontario. The way it was 20 years ago and the way it is now. Okay? It's night and day. It's like fucking invasion.
This is something that Stephen Hawking, the great physicist, astrophysicist, had talked about. And without going into so many of the things that he gave us from the black holes,
Brampton, Ontario, go look it up.
The multiverse and all that. Let's hear what Stephen Hawking's, statement was about why we need to leave planet Earth because of these things that you're talking about, our guest, Kenneth Paul Callison. Let's go to clip number 2.
It was a pissant little town.
Well, it doesn't look like
now it's
and make a new home on
growing to be a big
planet.
city now.
To stay risks annihilation. It could be an asteroid hitting the Earth. It could be a new virus, climate change, nuclear war, artificial intelligence gone rogue. For humans to survive, I believe we must have the preparations in place within 100 years.
On. This is fascinating.
But where next?
I'm just enjoying this ride right now. He got 2.5 more years, maybe 2.5, maybe almost 3 years now, and he's gone. And when he's gone, I'm gonna say it, we're gonna be fucked. So right now, he's a speed bump. So all you people that are crying about Trump, he's just a speed bump. In a couple of years, he's going to be gone. In maybe under 3 years, he's going to be gone. And then you know what's going to happen? We're really going to be fucked. So, I'm enjoying these couple of years, but we're fucked after this. We're fucked. Because too many stupid people, with your kumbaya shit, it's going to fuck it up for this country.
Many of the reasons I think humans need to leave the Earth are down to the way we have used technology, pollution, climate change, and even overpopulation spring to mind. In the next 100 years, we will embark on our greatest ever adventure. Our destiny is in the stars. Space, here we come. For me, it's not a question of whether we will become an interstellar species, but only a question of when.
No, we won't be. We're spending money on DEI
inspirational words of Stephen Hawking a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen, talking about what may have to happen here.
No, we won't be, because we're spending our money on diversity, equity, and inclusion shit. I mean, look what happened in Minnesota. How many billions of dollars got fucking defrauded? Fraud, you know, whatever. Okay? That money could have went to whatever, space program. But no. So we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Because all we keep spending money on stupid shit, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Unless there's some underground funding shit. I don't know if you ever seen, have anybody ever seen Interstellar? You ever seen that movie Interstellar? That's a movie you gotta watch. Because that's what happened to Interstellar. Interstellar, they had to go underground. The space program had to go underground because people started putting up bullshit about, oh, we never went to the moon. They erased it from history. In the movie Interstellar, they erased going to the moon in history books. The world was ending, but lucky for Interstellar, in the movie, they had an underground program to colonize somewhere else. And that's what's going to happen to us. NASA budget is going to go down to nothing. It's going to go down to nothing. Space exploration is going down to nothing. But thank God we have Elon Musk and all that. At least we have private people that want to go into space. But government funding, nothing. We're too busy fucking taking care of fucking illegals. That's what happened. That's where most of the money's going on. Being wasted. And I know you don't want to hear that shit, but that's the truth. That's the truth. We could be using that money for other shit. Instead of them putting them up in hotels and all that shit. Yeah. So watch Interstellar. That fucking movie is like a microcosm of what's going to happen to us in the future. They're going to have to put space exploration like underground spending. It's going to be like they're going to defund NASA, excuse me, like they want to defund the police, defund NASA. And then NASA is going to have to go underground. Because we're too busy taking care of fucking illegals. That's it. In a nutshell. For votes. That's it. Hey, hello, Emma Time. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I watched the movie. And hello, fellow radio operators. Yeah. They were launching a ship to go around the moon coming. Yeah. But that's private. Private don't Elon, that's private stuff. But NASA stuff, they're not doing much. Then NASA's not doing much. It's private. Like Elon, SpaceX. Now, of course, Blue Origin just announced they're gonna do like high-speed internet on satellites. They want to compete with Starlink. So it's private industry that's trying to dominate space. The government is they're gonna come back on it, and that's what's happening because all that money is going to bullshit.
Whole lot there, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. Let's get Kenneth's response to this, and we appreciate your call here on this snowy, wintry morning, and thank you for being with us, Kenneth. Interesting observations here from just listen to these great callers that we get here. It's amazing.
Well, and I do address this in the book, and actually, I don't know. He couldn't have read the book yet, but
Interstellar, I'm telling you, it's a microcosm.
Spot on a couple of things, because if you look at the history of war, it's almost always caused.
Interstellar. I remember in the beginning, Interstellar, when the son, I guess it was a guidance counselor, and the son wanted to be because the father was an astronaut and all that. So he wanted the son to be an astronaut. But then the guidance counselor said, no, your son is going to be a farmer. Your son does not have the aptitude to be an astronaut. Even though his younger daughter was the one, she was a physicist. She was very smart. She was the one that actually found them. Spoiler alert, I don't want to, but anyway, Watch the movie Interstellar. It'll blow your mind. It's a great movie. I saw the movie. People like me, I understand the movie. It's not for everybody. Interstellar is not a movie that any average dickhead can watch. You really got to be a geek. You really got to be a geek to watch Interstellar and get it and understand it. It's about, time and space and all that. Like when they went down to that planet where it was full of water. Remember that shit? For every hour is 7 years. For every hour they're in that planet is 7 years up above in the spaceship where they're waiting for them. So when they went up to that spaceship, the guy was already up there for 28 years. Remember the guy that was waiting for them in the spaceship? They were down there for about 4 hours or 3.5 hours and change. And they lost somebody, by the way. When they went up to the spaceship, 28 years have passed. The guy fucking aged. He gray hair. He lost his hair and everything. The other guy that didn't go down with them. So it's about time and space and all that. That shit was fucking crazy. Yeah. Oh, you saw it too, James Farley? Okay.
Down to is how do you diffuse hatred and
Interstellar.
whether it's religious or
by the way, it's on YouTube for free. You can watch it for free on YouTube.
a society that feels entitled or whatever. But
with ads, of course.
Really, you and I don't have to do this, and here's why. Because this transition, our destiny awaits us and our enlightenment. And once you get about 3.5% of a population that is adopting a new behavior, a new way of thinking, that will start to slow down.
Yeah, I watched them all too.
Yes, even if we were to have world peace, that doesn't mean there wouldn't be some aberrant warlord or some faction that tries to destroy that.
You see, James, that's a movie that my wife would never watch. That's a movie that nobody around me will watch. Only me. Nobody around my circle will watch a movie like Interstellar or any other, space movie, especially when it deals with like going to Mars or whatever. No one will watch that. You know why? Different level. Me and you and these people in this audience were a different level. We're a different level of intelligence. I'm gonna say it. We're in terms of intelligence and just being more well-rounded, whatever you want to call it. But that's it. It is what it is, bro. It is what. Nobody will watch that movie with me. Yeah, Martian. That was like another great movie. Yeah, The Martian. Yeah. But what's his name? Oh my God, I'm having a blackout with the same guy from Good Will Hunting. What's his name? Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Yeah. That was a great movie. Matt Damon. Yeah, Matt Damon. The Martian. Yeah, that was a great movie.
Just take the Middle East off the map.
See, I'm telling you, we are brothers from another mother. That's it. Me and you and everybody else in the stream. We're brothers from another mother.
We can separately. Sure. So we confuse.
No one around me would have watched a movie like that.
Power is internal.
Believe me.
Force is external.
Much more, ladies and gentlemen, on the Dr. Sky Experience. Your calls are welcome here. We do appreciate you and your opinions. And our number here is 1-800-848-9222. We've just about scratched the surface with what our special guest has got to say here. And in the last half hour of hour number 2, you will be hearing all about that. And it even goes into dimensionality and things in the science realm that you may find very, very interesting. At least I do. And I'm hoping that everybody out there within the sound of our voices, again, 1-800-848-9222, as people dig in deeper into this particular morning, in the deepest part of winter. Hopefully you're safe and secure off the roads, and you're listening here to Talk Radio 77 WABC. Not only to this show, ladies and gentlemen, but to all the great hosts 24/7 that you tell us you like so much. A radio station that's been around for, 104 years and still climbing the charts and moving strong. And a special thanks to owner and operator John Katsimatidis, and from the executive staff, Chad Lopez, for giving me the opportunity to sit behind this particular microphone, a show called the Dr. Sky Experience. We'll be back with our special guest, Kenneth Paul Callison, right after these important announcements.
When I talk to people about time and space, and about traveling the speed of light, about when I talk about shit like this, when I go, you see that star right there that's blinking right now? That blink happened many years ago. And things like that. And it blows their mind. They look at me like I'm nuts. and because I've been reading this since I was a kid. Since I was a little boy, I read all this stuff about time and space, about, distance. One of my favorite series was X. You know what? I never watched the X-Files. I was never into TV series. That's one thing, James Foley. I was never into television series. My thing is just reading stuff and watching documentaries, and that's it. I was never into television series about that. Although, of course, back in the day, Gillian Anderson was freaking hot. Gillian Anderson. I'll leave it at that. Gillian Anderson. So yeah, of course, right now my live stream is down to 3 people, so who cares? It's pretty much dead right now, so who cares? But yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like when I talk to people about stuff like that, they look at me like, oh, you read his books? I never read any of his books. I watched them on PBS. Carl Sagan. So, wow, you're oh yeah, X, oh yeah, X and her too, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gillian Anderson, oh my God. Ooh. She was freaking hot. I remember as a kid, I had a crush on Erin Gray. From Buck Rogers. When I first saw Buck Rogers in the 70s, and I saw Erin Gray, oh my God, I had a crush on that woman for years. Erin Gray, oh my God. Yeah, that was a great movie too. Yeah, Contact, yeah, with Jodie Foster, exactly. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. Yeah, Jodie Foster. Yeah.
As Dionne Warwick said, obviously what we need right now is love, sweet love. Kenneth Paul Callison, don't you think that's important? I think that's the understatement of the year, right? There you go.
I think that's one of the keys.
You better believe it, my friends. Let's continue with the callers because they rule here on this show. Let's say good morning to John in Long Island. You're on with Kenneth Paul Callison. How you doing on this snowy morning?
Get ready. But I hope my conversation is in the flow at the top of the show. But I remember years ago I was speaking to a gentleman who was a Jehovah's Witness, and the topic was about children who were suffering disease and so forth. He says, Disease is the imperfection of man, and it's stuck in my head.
All right, I don't want to hear about this. This show's a dud tonight. Sorry, folks. This show is pretty much a dud tonight. Sometimes he just doesn't hit a home run. This show has been meh. Yeah, the movie Contact with Jodie Foster was good. She's a great actress, though. Yeah. Contact.
Our souls are not imperfect. The soul of mankind.
James Farley, I want to talk about space, aliens, and all that cool stuff. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love talking about that stuff. Like people that you understand when I grew up and I watch all these movies about space and the whole vacuum of space and everything. And people don't understand that. People don't understand about atmosphere. Even underwater, the opposite. Pressurization. The pressure of underwater. When I talked about, submersible imploding, people look at me like, what? I say, yeah, you can't go fucking 3,000 meters deep. You die. You die. That's it. You get crushed like you get crushed. Like people have no concept of science. Like that's you know what happens? RT0AM. Yeah, silent running. You know what happens? You know what really bothers me? That people have no concept of science. Forget about math. Forget about just math. People have no concept of if you go too deep underwater and you go too far down, you die. That's it. You die. If you go too high up on a plane and you're not, you don't have oxygen, you die. That's it. Even if you go to Mount Everest up there and you don't have an oxygen tank, you die. That's it. People don't understand that stuff. Like, that's like way over the fucking head. Like, simple shit like that. Like, I don't want to sound like Anthony Cumia, but that's why I love that man. He's a smart man. That man is a smart man. Even though he was a HVAC technician and he did drywall, the man is a smart man. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Some people are just smart, even though they probably never became a professor. Like me, I never became a professor in college. I never teach in college. I never did. But I know I'm smart. Because I read so much shit and I watched so much shit. Like, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you can't go up on a plane 35,000 feet with no oxygen. No, you're going to die. That's it. Like, hello. James Farley, Mr. Wizard's World has some cool experiments in science. Okay. Yeah.
Gravity is the warpage of space-time, and it's the weakest of the basic four fundamental forces. So if you look at electromagnetism, if you look at the weak and strong nuclear force, and not to get into too many boring details here, but they are fascinating, we find gravity to be the weakest of all. But the whole thing about dimensionality is very interesting because many scientists are saying, please jump in on this, Kenneth, that we're only seeing, 4 or 5% of the entire world that we see in this particular world that's so fascinating. So maybe there are different planes out there that the human, the mind hasn't been able to explore. It's just an amazing story. Shifting gears a little bit to subjects that are, phenomenal.
Well, the last research I read indicated that scientists have identified 9 different dimensions.
Correct. All right.
And, of course, there's the whole concept of the multiverse as well.
Right. I mean, for those listeners that would like to get into this deeper, we give you a little inspiration always, as our guests give us major inspiration. But according to the potential for a 5th dimension, if you look at it really deeply, Kenneth, there's something called the Kaluza-Klein theory. And we'll just say it again, the Kaluza-Klein theory. Not to dig too much into this, there's another dimension added.
RT's the original day, the Earth is still, yeah. Like I remember as a kid, I was probably like 13 years old. I heard about EMP. I was watching a documentary on TV, and they're talking about electromagnetic pulse. So they don't have to drop the bomb on the city. They could drop it on the atmosphere, way up there, like in, suborbital whatever. And it will wipe out all electrical, maybe within the continental United States. Like something crazy like that. And I knew this shit as a kid. Like that's what I'm saying. When I grew up, I know you can relate to me. When I grew up, people thought I was weird. When I said, wow, how you know all this stuff? Because I fucking listen. I fucking listen. I fucking read and listen. That's it. That's all it took. You read and listen and have an open mind about shit. That's all it was. Read and listen about shit. That's it. That's why I'm afraid. I'm afraid of this fucking generation now. Because they're so fucking stupid. They're beyond stupid. I mean, holy shit. Not even this generation. The generation before this generation. They're just fucking stupid. They're fucking stupid. I'm honestly, like they don't understand the concept of you cannot let everybody in this country. You cannot just fucking, take care of everybody. You're gonna bankrupt the country. Oh, Doctor Who, yeah. I never watched all that stuff. That's one thing I never did. I was never into watching any type of series. That's the only thing that I never did, among you guys. I never watch any television series. I never watched Star Trek. I mean, I saw a few episodes. I never watched Star Trek. I never watched, anything. But I mean, I know the science behind all that stuff. I used to watch more, I was not into sci-fi. That's what I meant to say. I watch a lot of documentaries. I was never into sci-fi. That was weird about me. I was never into sci-fi, I remember we had Battlestar Galactica. I didn't watch all that shit. I didn't watch Space 1999. I didn't watch all that shit. I remember even Lost in Space. My brother used to watch that stupid shit. I hated fucking Space. Lost in Space. Stupid robot. Oh my God. But I used to watch documentaries. My thing was watching documentaries like Nova. Nova was good. I like Nova. Nova was cool. I watched Nova. I wanted to watch stuff that was more science fact. I didn't care about science fiction. I didn't care about all that shit. So yeah, James White kids today don't understand the environment. Yeah, and I know. No, that's 2 seasons. Yeah, exactly. But I remember that Space 1999. I remember that stupid spaceship. My brother had a model of it. And then we had Saturday morning programs like Arc. What was that one? Arc 5. It was like a vehicle. Was it Arc 5 or something? It was Arc something. Oh my God. Yeah. That's why kids today don't observe the environment around them. They don't look up. Yeah, exactly. Nova was good on PBS. Yeah. RT08, 1999. It was called Space 1999. Only lasted 2 seasons. Yeah. I saw Buck Rogers only a few times because of course, once I saw her, I was like, oh my God, the hormones kicked in. Erin Gray, oh my God. And of course, they had that little stupid robot Twiggy. Stupid robot. Of course, that guy passed away recently, though. Something Gerard. I forgot his name. The actor, he passed away a couple of months ago, I think. Was it last month? I think he passed away last month. The actor from Buck Rogers, he did pass away like last month, or it was recent. I remember that. That I know. He passed away like...
An Olympic snowboarder turned suspected drug kingpin Ryan Wedding has been arrested after a nearly year-long manhunt.
Ryan Wedding tormented several people and several families.
Yeah.
It will never be the same.
That story, more headlines at 5.
The 77 WABC News Hour, Weekend Edition, with Lizzie Radivoli. Weekend mornings at 5. 77 WABC.
Let me over listen number one about
Those were all space cowboy shows, yeah.
all great change in America begins at the dinner.
Then I saw that movie. I'm trying to remember the movie now. What's the movie's name? The one around... Oh, my God. I'm trying to remember the movie now. I saw it the other day. It was actually for free on YouTube. I saw it again the other day. Logan's Run. Oh, my God. Have you ever seen Logan's Run? Oh, my God. The chicken there. Oh, my God. Logan's Run. Oh, my God. I remember that movie. I saw that movie when I was like, what? I forgot the name of the name of that woman. Oh my God! I was like, I think she's like a British actor or something, actress. So Logan's Run is like after the apocalypse. Serenity. Oh yeah, okay, that was her name, Serenity. in the movie. Oh my God. So of course, Logan's Run. What happens is when they hit I think 35 or something, they have to go to this thing and oh yeah, space movies, yeah. Oh my God. So I remember Logan's Run. Oh yeah. And it's with that actor. I forgot his name. He's a great actor, this guy. But yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God, she was fucking hot. Oh my God. Yeah, it's another sci-fi. Yeah, it was. I know, but I just, me. It's all about the. At a certain age, it was about the boobs. Boobage. There was a lot of HBO scrambling back then. Michael York, there you go. Yeah, he's a great actor. Michael York, there you go. Thank you, James. Michael York, yeah, he's a great actor. Michael York, yeah. So anyway, Michael, you're in that movie, right? Logan's Run. When you need a companion, you can just call it in. So when you want to have sex with somebody, It's like Tinder. It was like Tinder. So this woman appeared in the what is it, like teleportation into his apartment. So it's like teleportation Tinder in your house. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, Jennifer Ann. Yeah, oh yeah, there you go. That's her name. Oh my God. Oh yeah, yeah. She was fucking hot. Oh my God. I'm talking shit now. Sorry. This fucking chat went downhill now. Yeah, that's her name. Jennifer Ann Goot, whatever. Yeah, that's her name. Logan's Run. Yeah. So they had like if you want to compare it to now, it's Tinder. So that's how he met her. He was like, "Oh, I need a companion for tonight." Yeah, there was a lot of loose clothing, exactly. So he like, okay, I need a companion for tonight. I want to sex it up. And she appeared. I was like, oh my God, look at that. Wow. And then he sent her away. Yeah, I saw that movie. It was rated PG. No, it wasn't PG. There's a part where she changed her clothing and you could see all the boobage. Like remember when they were in the ice cave? And I guess they had to change clothing or something. So when you finally saw the boobage. But of course there was loose clothing all the way through. But finally at that scene, you saw the boobage. Sci-fi boobage. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, PG pretty good. Yeah, exactly. The robot tried to hurt them, yeah. Oh my God. So you guys saw the movie too. Okay, cool.
This movement of humanity, of the movement of man's mind upon the earth, we are entering the Venturi. We will experience
so you guys are great,
humanity
bro.
unto itself. This is our birth.
That's why you guys are great, because you guys are knowledgeable, man. You see what I'm saying, people? You see, people, what I'm saying? I got the most knowledgeable people on this live stream. Knowledgeable people. They get me. They get this. They get this whole thing. They get it. Like, I wish I could meet you guys in person. You guys are great. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about Jennifer and a gut, whatever, a geek in Logan's Run. Oh yeah, she was fine. Oh my God. She was fine. Oh my God. Oh my God. I couldn't take my eyes off her the whole movie. Oh my God. I was like, what's wrong with the guy? I thought the guy was gay. I'm like, what's wrong with you, bro? Of course, they finally, but yeah, the best part is when they meet the old guy. Yeah, the old guy. Yeah, the old guy. The old guy, remember he was stuck in the Capitol building or somewhere? It was like, demolished DC, demolished Capitol after the apocalypse, I guess. And he had a whole bunch of cats. Yeah. Now that was a good movie. I liked that movie, Logan's Run. There's all these iconic movies. you know, for geeks, you know. Well, yeah, oh my God, she was fucking hot. I'm sorry. She was, sorry, people. I'm going to say it. Poof, sorry. She was fucking hot. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Fucking, back then my home was a fucking overdrive. Just like Erin Gray. Oh my God. I had a fucking Erin Gray. Oh my God. Ask if his wrinkles hurt. Yeah. Even of course, yeah, of course. And I was Big Bang. No, I used to not watch it before. I've been watching clips from it on YouTube now. I watched a bunch of it on YouTube actually now, James. And of course, I already knew about her. Kaylee Coco. That's her name, Kaylee Coco. Of course, she's hot. She's freaking hot. But the one that I liked it was the other one. Oh my God, the other one. What's her name? Melissa Ranch. Melissa Ranch. That's the one I love. Oh my God, Melissa Ranch. You ever seen that movie about her that she was an Olympic gymnast? This now I'm going off topic now. Melissa Ranch, or whatever you pronounce her last name, Ranch. Melissa Ranch. When I saw that movie, I said, "Oh my God, I have a crush on this woman now." Because she's funny. She's funny as fuck. But she's fine. Melissa Ranch. So in that movie, she played an Olympic ice skater. I think she won bronze medal, and she was milking the local town for fame. So of course, when you watch that movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's a scene that, you know, basically, she's with the gold medal guy, and she said, "Give me that gold. I'm gonna leave it at that." And he gives her the gold because he has a tattoo of the gold medal on his lower abdomen, pointing to his junk. The gold medal's pointing there. So she said, "Give me that gold," and I'll leave it at that. They say it was based on a true story, but I don't think it was. But yeah, Melissa Ranch. That's the woman that really forget about Kaylee Coco. Me was Melissa Ranch. She is. She blows out the water. The bronze. There you go. Oh, you don't know. James. James coming in with a home run. There you go. James with the leadoff home run. The bronze. There you go. That's the name of the movie, The Bronze. Oh my God. Funny movie, but oh my God. I saw that woman in another light. Melissa Ranch. Oh my God. That was another that woman took me to another level. The bronze, there you go. That's the movie that I saw, The Bronze. And her father was that guy. Remember that guy from the what's the actor's name? Remember that Office movie? You gotta give me the TPS reports. TPS reports. I forgot that guy actor's name. That guy is funny. He's a funny guy. Remember that movie about the office? You got a case of the Mondays. And that guy was like the their boss. And he was like about the TPS reports. B wannabes. What is the best bread and cheese for your perfect grilled cheese? Just regular sliced bread, like Wonder Bread. For me, regular Wonder Bread, toasted, grilled cheese. If I use American cheese, I gotta put like 3 slices. Like at least 3 slices of American cheese, because American cheese is very thin. And then put it in a pan. Like in a pan, maybe put a little butter on the pan and let it heat up there. That's the way I would do grilled cheese. Not just put it in the toaster and put the melted cheese, put the cheese on it and let it melt. I would put the bread in a pan, put a little butter on the pan, and then, okay, sourdough. Okay, now you're going all exotic on me. Okay, so that you're exotic now. Okay, sourdough and sharp cheddar. Yeah, American melts too fast. So I would put like 3 slices of American. I would thick it up. American slice melts too fast. But yeah, no, cheddar is better. No, the cheddar, yeah, cheddar. Then you know. But because you understand, I grew up when I heard grilled cheese, I grew up on American cheese. So I only know American cheese. So for me, it's like a few slices of American cheese, put it in a freaking frying pan, you know, put a little butter or whatever, flip it, that's it. We even had that frying pan. We had that frying pan that had the ridges, and you close it up on it, and it does both sides. We had one of those. We had one of those too. It's like, you know, it looked like a frying pan, but you could cover both ends, and then you could flip it and it warms up. Yeah, okay, same. It's hard to actually change from. Yeah. So you know, because I grew up poor, you know, I grew up broke, so we lived on American cheese. I'm Puerto Rican, bro. I grew up in the Bronx, so it was only American cheese. That's the cheapest cheese you can buy. Kraft singles. Kraft singles, you got to put like 3 of them. Kraft singles, you got to put like 3 of them. And that's it. You know? And that's it. Let me read it. Oh, panini maker. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, that's what we had. That's what I had as a kid. My mother had something like that. It was made out of I think it was made out of like aluminum or something. And that's what we had. We had that. That's what you know what? So let's call. I didn't know that. Panini maker. Yeah, that's what we had. So, you know, she would put it in there, heat it up, and then flip it. And we had grilled cheese with the burn marks. And that shit was pretty good, yo. That shit was good. I was like, damn. Because I used to go, you know, the first time I had grilled cheese was school lunch. Public school. I had grilled cheese at school lunch. And I liked it. I was like, man, I like grilled cheese. That's what we ate for lunch, grilled cheese sometimes. So, one day I went to Woolworth. We had a department store in the Bronx, right near where I used to live. It's called Woolworth. They're no longer, they've been gone for years. And they had a diner in there. They had a diner in there, and they had on the menu grilled cheese. And I said, can I have the grilled cheese? So when they made it, they gave me grilled cheese with a pickle and French fries. I was like, what? And that's when I fell in love with grilled cheese. With a pickle on the side. I was like, what? So yeah, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Grilled cheese? Yeah. Total Tech 8246. We're going to make a great golf course. Exactly. Yeah, we're going to have a golf course in Greenland. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Stupid Danish trying to stop us from fucking, taking over Greenland. We fucking, you know what? We're the fucking defense of the fucking whole European continent. So cut that shit out, fucking Denmark. Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking stupid little country. And by the way, again, I go back to what I said. Go look up what the Danish government did to the local Greenlanders, especially the sterilization. Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Now, Denmark wants to pay reparations for that. Because they try to sterilize the native community in Greenland. That's out there right now. By the way, that's out there now. Okay? Don't take my word for it. It's out there. Go look it up. Bawana Beast. Mustard melts well. I heard it's like, yeah. No, I love mustard cheese too. Oh my God. Old schools don't do it right. A hard mess again. But I had good cheese in public school. It was pretty good. It was very thick. It was very thick. It was very good. Oh my God. Now my mouth is watering with that grilled cheese stuff. It was very thick. It was very good. RT's are right. Great lunch counters. Yeah. Woolworth, we had one over here in the Bronx where I used to live at. And it was a nice diner. They had a nice diner in there. Remember this back in the days when the department stores had their own diner. They had their own diner inside there. And you would sit down and eat. Have a burger with fries. Or in my case, because I was broke, I had a grilled cheese. I had a grilled cheese and it was very delicious. Oh my God. You want a beast? Yeah, I love it with crispy fry. Exactly. James Friday, Woolworth and Bradley's and some stores had their own little diner. Yeah, exactly. They had their own little diners. It was so cool. It was so, what the hell? Sorry. Huh? Yeah, it was so cool. B1B's UN is moot, but I had to just say that. No, they are. They're relevant. They're relevant. They're relevant. B1B shipping routes are also important with Greenland. Exactly. And I'm gonna say, if my president wants to invest all this money in Greenland, more power to him. But right now, Denmark has done nothing for Greenland. There are 50,000 people there, and they are not represented. There you go. Including for what I really undiscovered recently, that they had actually their own secret sterilization program for local, and I'm talking about the local people in Greenland, the local people. Like, I forgot what the ethnicity is. It's like Inuit. I forgot the name of the indigenous people, but they actually had a program to sterilize them. And now they got caught. And now they're trying to pay reparations for them. So, yeah. Yeah, it's like 50,000 population. That's it. It's ridiculous.
This is Another Side of Midnight.
Oh, okay. TJ McCormick now is on.
Come in and not do it remote. I'm not playing it safe for you guys. I figure we're all in this together. Plus, it's much better to be here.
Let me go on 10-10 wins. I just want to put on the local news, see what's going on.
Transform your pain into payment. If there is no recovery, there is no fee. We handle all types of accident cases and value the opportunity to help you. The sooner you call, the better. If you are injured, call 1-800-LAW-LINE so we can discuss how to transform your pain into payment. Don't be a whiner. Call Zalman, Schnerman, and Miner at 1-800-LAW-LINE.
See, the problem is with Denmark is that they're trying to do sidewinding deals with Russia and China and all that. They're allowing all this stupid shit to happen. And that's why I love my president. He said, you know what? We're not going to let that shit happen. It's not going to be another Venezuela. You're not going to have Russian Navy, Chinese Navy off the coast of fucking Greenland, setting up ports. Fuck no. He said, no fucking way that's going to happen. And that's what he did. That's why I love this fucking guy for it. He got the balls to stand up with his shit. You know? That's it. You know, people don't understand about Denmark. I don't care if it offends people. Denmark was a neutral country for years. During World War II, they were neutral, and Nazi Germany just rolled in there and took it. But they made a side deal. They said, America, you could take Greenland, and we took Greenland. We had Greenland in World War II. But we made the stupid mistake of giving it back to Denmark in 1946. And that's what happened. So the stupid Danish government now, they have problems with their own country, with their socialist programs, let alone looking after the 50,000 Greenlanders that are already there. They're not represented. They're not, believe me. Especially that sterilization program that I told you about. Go look that up. And of course, they want to let Chinese go in there and do business. No, Donald Trump said, no, fuck you. That's not going to fucking happen. We're going to fucking take it. And that's it. And that's what he's fucking doing. And it is important. There you go. Shipping routes, also important. Exactly. So people don't understand that. Denmark is a weak-ass fucking country even before they joined the EU and NATO. They were neutral in World War II. They weren't even an ally. They were neutral. Okay? But they made a side deal with America. Okay, you know what? You can take Greenland because we don't, yeah, America said, fuck you, we're going to take it anyway. We're going to fucking take it anyway because you know what? You ain't doing shit anyway. That's what happened. And he's right. He's right about that shit. He said, if it wasn't for us, you guys would be speaking German right now. Because NATO, there is no NATO without the U.S. Period. That's it. People don't want to accept that. All you fucking liberals out there. It's a global. No, it's not a fucking global thing. We are putting the fucking the military might, the technology, the money, the infrastructure, you name it, we're putting out, we're the one that's defending Europe. That's it. If it's not for us, you guys would have been invaded a long time ago. If not for Germany, Russia would have went in there a long time ago. So I don't want to hear that shit. That's bullshit. So these fucking Danish don't understand that. They're trying to cock block him. Oh, you're not going to take Greenland. No, we're going to fucking take it. One way or the other, we're going to take it. That's it. There's not going to be no Chinese ships off the coast of Greenland. There's not going to be no Russian ship. Fuck you. That's not going to happen. That's it. That party is over. That's it. That's what he's doing. Stupid fucking Danish. Stupid little fucking country. Fucking dummies. Some people don't like that shit. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it like it is here. That's what I've been saying. Be one of these. Don't touch our boats. Exactly. James Riley, snow is going to hit me at about 2:30. Right now, it's not there. I need to, well, anyway, I'm streaming right now, so I can't even watch my Ring app because I'm streaming. Hello, WH6GTR. And thank you for the heart there. Love to you. Thank you for that. But yeah, people don't want to hear that. People think that, he's just being a dictator. No, he's not being a dictator. He's protecting our interests. And our interest is that country is on our side of the hemisphere, and Denmark is, I understand if I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. Here we go. I understand if Germany would have owned it because it's a bigger country. I understand if Britain would have owned it. Maybe even France. A country that I've been colonizing. But fucking Denmark, are you fucking kidding me? Denmark? Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking Danish? Get the fuck out of here. No, fucking fuck you. We're gonna fucking take it. We're the big dog. We own it, and that's it. Fuck you. You haven't done shit for the fucking Greenlanders. Fucking mass sterilization and all this shit. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking neutral fucking country until they had to run to NATO because they were gonna get. Let me tell you. You know what's the only reason why Denmark? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I don't care if you don't like it. You know what? You know what the reason why Denmark, Norway, and Finland joined NATO? Take a guess. Because Russia was going to go in there and take it. That's why they ran to NATO. End of story. That's the only reason why they finally joined NATO. Because of Russia. Because they were next.
The world does not have to bend toward autocratic tendencies. Donna Warner, Washington. A Brooklyn Democratic power broker is under federal investigation. The New York Times is reporting that Frank Carone is the subject of a long-running federal corruption probe. Carone is one of Mayor Adams' closest political associates. He served as chief of staff during the former mayor's first term in office. The investigation reportedly is looking into Carone's business dealings and his time in City Hall. Ukrainian, Russian, and American officials are meeting for a second day of talks in Abu Dhabi. All three countries together for the first time since the war began nearly 4 years ago. Overnight, Ukraine's President Zelensky says it's still too early to draw conclusions from Friday's trilateral talks. This as relentless Russian airstrikes continue. Russia carrying out a massive aerial assault overnight in Kyiv and other regions. And that was correspondent Selena Wang. The TSA has now released a list.
There you go. Does that sound like a country that wants to have peace talks? I don't think so. So.
Wires and was marked C4. Turned out to be a training aid. Agents also found turtles in one traveler's pants and another traveler's bra, as well as razor blades and drugs stashed in clothing and shoes, knives hidden in a knee brace and an infant car seat, bullets in a bottle of Nesquik, and a firearm in a golf bag.
Correspondent Michael Wallace.
If you or a loved one has been a victim of nursing home abuse, call the law offices of Kelly and Grossman at 1-800-ELDERLY. If you believe that you or someone you love has experienced bed sores, falls, fractures, or other abuse or health problems as a result of inattention while being cared for in a nursing home or residential facility, call 1-800-ELDERLY. Kelly and Grossman are experienced.
All right, let me see if I can hear real quick. DX.
Medical experts. fans, it's time to retribution for me, going and speaking on.
Yeah, I heard WBT changed format. So WBT out of Charlotte, North Carolina, I recently heard that they changed format. So right now they're no longer news talk radio.
So when we start to look at
RT08, we lost a good station in Colorado. Which station you lost? Yeah, it's we're losing a lot of stations on medium wave.
Network or subscribe to Amtower Off Center on iTunes or podcast. Reimagining government, achieving the promise of AI. What does an AI-enabled government look like? How is AI already transforming government operations today? How should government agencies measure real progress? And when is rapid leapfrogging beneficial versus risky? Join host Michael J. Keegan as he explores these questions with Basil Hope and Eric of Reimagining Government, Achieving the Promise of AI. Next week on a special edition of the Business of Government Hour. If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. Freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that...
All right, I'm going to sign off now. I've been out for 3 hours and 20 minutes. I think my battery is starting to go low here. So anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Stay warm. Have a great week. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a great week. Have a great